Hello everyone, and this is Jefferson Arcos. Today we are Monday 14 of the 2nd, 2022. It's San Valentine's Day. For me, it's every day San Valentine. Well, it's been a while since I haven't done any video. The last one I did, it was a long time ago. So I just wanted to get added a few things of my strategy, and very sorry for having been, more proactive with this. Many things has happened in my life since I'm still trading, never leave, but I believe that this strategy is very close to the Holy Grail. There are always, I say to people, there are three things that you needed to succeed in every strategy, patience, disciplines, and I was patient, disciplines, which is the main ones there. No, I don't have. Like I said, I haven't done. I normally used to have a pain with this one. There's no pains. Tools, recording toolbars. Audio, effects. Maybe it's that. I think this is the one. Screwdriver. Screen draw. All right. As I said, I'm not completely good of this. Now, the candle that is telling me we breaking down. All right. Now here I don't know. Sorry for that. Don't expect a professional video from me with all. I think it's just this is something that I want to get into. The market is coming down. Okay, so going back to my last video done in February the 6th, which was the day after my birthday. So I just last week I turned 56. Thanks God. Still alive. I got COVID last Monday, so it's been a week since I got COVID. Thanks God I survived. I just took the ivermectin and that's it. That was everything. Took control of it, and thanks to a friend who is very well about that. And yeah, so I'm here now with you. So, and I just want to share these few things about that. Now, I think the first strategy that I'm showing this is the weekly candle close trend line breakout, which it could be a bit hassle unless you have extra tools, but they're really the one that that's my old index meter. So 2020, so we are nearly 2 years since that. And just gonna. So this is now the trend lines. I think the one that I use are the trend lines. Hunting for patterns is not an easy job. Yep. So that's with and today I draw the trend lines and the weekly, then come to the daily, wait for the daily break, index meter in position. I do trade that one as well, but my first one it will be always the weekly candle close. This one always gonna be before that before the other. All right, let's put that one away for the moment, and I just want to show you a few things here. One of the things I have something new, which is called the midpoint indicator. I think you can find it on the net. That's what I got, midpoint indicator. Drop a line, give me your email, and then I send you that. But then I have the weekly. So when I put over there, this midpoint indicator shows over there. Now, what is interesting, as my original video on the weekly candle close is that look, the 50%, which is the midpoint. If the pair close below to the midpoint, it will be sell. If it close above, it will be buy. Now, if I look in all different, so if it is green, that means that the price has closed above the midpoint of the weekly, and it will give me a buy. And if I choose that's a buy, that sells now says to me the close is below to the midpoint, so therefore I'm looking to sell. So that's something very cool that you can just follow that along, and yeah, it works quite okay. So that midpoint as well I have in the one now, and this is my normal Donchian EA that I have made for myself, and the weekly candle close. So weekly, daily in 4 hours. So one now I normally have that way. So the midpoint there is the same ones over there. As well, I have the weekly high and the weekly low. So which is this is the weekly high, this is the weekly low. I have another indicator. I'm not too sure where to get this one. Um, this indicator. Um, which one is that? This one here, HL object. So here I have the weekly. I'm not interested in any other more. And therefore there we are. Okay. And following that, we will see how the weekly candle close in the indicator works. Now, if right now, I'm just taking Sunday randomly. Got the Euro Australia in there, so that's the Euro Australia. So this hasn't been a very trending in currency at all, and so. But the main thing is that when we have something like this one, I want to be looking to buy from that moment on, and this week it will be sell. Now this one was a sell as we look at over here. Now one thing I have found that through the years, retracements always will be welcome in any strategies that you want to trade. So we see here the market has already gone few days since that weekly break. So it's always recommended for a pullback. So once the pullback is in place, things are different because now from here we can start aiming and that. And sometimes I don't, as well. I'm looking the previous high is previous low is higher than the one before. And as you see here is low, 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 and higher. And that's a good day for me to look to trade. I'm not the direction that I want to trade. I have the pullback. So I come over here. And what I normally try to get in a small sort of kind time frame. So if I go over there and I go to the 1 hour time frame, I'll see that this will be my entry somewhere over there. So the Donchim, this is the number 20, comes over here and it takes me where I'm normally approximately would get into that. Now, volatility sometimes happen. We don't know whether what the market is going to be doing. So therefore, the next pullback is represented over there. So or higher than the previous ones. And that's a good day for me. And the weekly is still showing me that it is. So here I connect the EA and the EA finds the entry when the market is about to rock. So the second try was successful, and that's all I want to know. Now, this is not a bullish bar, but as well we can consider this is it's not a bullish close, but it's a bullish bar. All right, so that's we all can see the formation without putting any Japanese name in it, but we can see that the tail or the wick of this candle is telling us something is good. If we want to play into there, beautiful shoulder, head and shoulder, perfect scenario. So for me, this will be one of my pick for that week. And again, a pullback. So that's the pullback that we see. We see now 2 bars pulling back, and that for me is a perfect weekly, bullish weekly, daily pullback. And then we come over here and that it is. The entry is fine and over there. The stop loss over here. I don't trail my stop loss every day. I wait for the week to develop it, and because I know what can happen. So 80 pips is my risk, and then from then I leave it over there, and there we are. So a beautiful trade based on that weekly candle close. So for example, here we got another one, and again we're waiting for a pullback. So that's my pullback over there. This would be my entry by the end of the week, which is possible somewhere over here. I'm looking right at the end of the week, just close my position, which will be break even. Now, I have taken a new strategy that I'm closing every week. So, so for me, it's Saturday morning. when the market, the brokers close the position. So just maybe 15 minutes before, all trades has to be closed, and and that's it. So there it is. Now we're looking that that strategy. So if we're looking over there again, that weekly, it looks to me there. But let's hit the two scenarios. So if the weekly is down, we want a pullback. All right. So the pullback would be represented somewhere over here. So the market will come and stop me out over there with 11 pips or loss. Next pullback, weekly still continues, say is coming down. So this will be my trade if I don't wait for the next weekly candle close. So now we see that the weekly is, sometimes I'm aggressive before that just because I see the formation, or sometimes I'm waiting for the weekly candle close scenario. Now here we see 1, 2 pullbacks, and already we got a week down, and that for me is more than enough. If I look to the previous high, 180 pips, if I don't want to trade the 180 pips, I will be trading 100 pips stop loss, the midline of this range, or the midpoint of that range, and from that moment on, this is a nice trade. Now, if I go to the 4 hours time frame, sometimes it's more clear, because if I am there, this is 160, no problem. But then we have 1, 2, 3 weeks. Now, what as well I'm being sort of doing at the moment. So if my positions get open somewhere over here by the end of this week, which is right over there, I'm closing. And then reopen again over there, and at the end of the week here, I'm closing. Reopen again over here, at the end of the week, I'm closing. Reopen again over there, and at the end of the week, I'm closing, because we don't know this is gonna go that far. So plus, the gaps Monday morning sometimes can work as in a favor, but as well can hurt it. So it's safe to be sorry, and that's what normally I'm doing from these events. I'm here, all right. So that's why I close. Now, all the time you want to enter a new position, pullbacks always going to be recommended as the weekly is down, and there it is, pullback. Another pullback, there's a time to enter. Another pullback, a good time to look in. Now, sometime if this we say, okay, this is a bit different distance over there. So what I do normally, go into the 1 hour time frame, and the 1 hour time frame will find a fine entry with less pips risk, in by using the number 20. So I'm using the number 20, but looking over here, that's another nice pullback over there, and there it is. Um, and again, so that's over there, 100 pips, and then the market goes. So like I said, I got a fixed stops. I don't really change much over there. And that would be just a little bit explanation of how things are working with it. And let's do now live trading, and we'll see. Hopefully, I will have time at the end of the week to trade. So that's my index meter. Today, as I said, is the 14th of February, and then we have the euro is the weakest currency compared to last week. It was very strong on the 7th of February, and now we have a weakness on the euro. Don't know why, but that's what has happened. So my first pair will be here to trade the Euro Australia. So I just come over here, and we are in the Euro Australia. So there it is, the weekly over there. Now, I also try to look in those trades at levels has meaning. And look at that. This was a shoulder, head and shoulder, bounce and bounce. So there is a fundamental reasons why I should be looking to trade over there. There is the first week of this run. It was over there, and we have a pullback. So another good way to find a pullback, if you can draw a sloppy line like that, that's for me a pullback. All right, so that's always a good. So here we are, and then that one there. So what I'm looking, this is the Euro Australia. So I click over here, and that's my EA. Now I have the little one here is the number 20. As you see over there is the number 20 period. In Now I measure these midlines over there. The 70 pips would be approximate my stop loss. Consider the 6 pips buffer. So what I do normally comes over here, load my EA. So I have the down chain. I want to sell. So I put in the sell, and then I readjusted my stop loss. So 70, and then times 3, 210. I would be happy 1 to 3 win ratio reward. So the Donchen, one trade, short position, number 20, shifting one bar, and then the pip buffer is 6 pips from here. So just in case it's just touch over there. So I got it over there. I don't have the rest, don't worry about that. So I got a break even. If the market moves 100 pips, we will be cut. And I don't have a trailing stop. Like I said, I like to hold that one for the rest of the week until the market moves 100 pips, then I will be in a break even. And that's it. So then press OK, and the Euro Australia will be start running now over here. And this one is the one that's going to trigger. Now, don't pay attention much to the big ones. This is, I think, number 60, if I'm not wrong. So that's mainly give me an idea where the big turning points is happening in the market. But the inside one, the color one is the one that I'm looking to activate it today. All right, so that's one. The other one will be the Euro New Zealand. So come over there and put the Euro New Zealand over here. So when I look over there, first of all, I need to find, I normally like to put it there. And as we can see, there is a level, what I call shopping levels. The market is in a perfect, it's very strong over there. So um, things can happen. Really, this, if we look in the trend is break from here, that could be only a pullback. Now, this is when I'm going to be looking at the daily candle close reversal. But tomorrow will be the one that I'm looking. At the moment, we're just reviewing the strategy, which is the weekly candle close direction. So the weekly candle close direction, we start getting some kind of pullback over there. So Euro New Zealand is in another one perspective. So you just come over here, bring over there, put it into there, looking, don't you not tray, looking into the 4 hours, and there we are. So as we see, the market has pulled very, very strongly. So if I look over there, it's very wild. Euro New Zealand is a wild currency, but that's what it is. So I'm looking over there. It's another sort of 75 pips. So, but look, I don't know tomorrow. Only God does know about that. So the only thing I put it over here is another 70 pips and 210, 1 to 3 win treasury reward. As well, I'm risking the 1% of my account. All right, so whatever it is this space, the EA calculate this 1%, and then the 70 pips. So whatever my entry is, the stop loss, whatever the win ratio, the ratio of these currencies at that time compared to the Australian, it will open the position for me accordingly, so I don't have to figure out exactly lot size, which is a nightmare over there. So with it, let me check short direction. Yeah, so there we are. All right, so the next one, it will be a euro pound. Apparently, the euro pound is the no, sorry, yeah, euro pound. Pound apparently has some strength against the euro. Now, euro pound, I don't like it much personally, the currency, because the euro and the pound normally runs on the same direction. So here we have huge pullback. In Yeah, I would like to, when the market pull back from here and then goes up, but at the moment we see that now if I look over here, I can say, yeah, even that, is just closing below to anything also there. Now, as well, here is suggesting us that we're looking to sell because the midpoint has closed below, and that's what we got over there. So when I'm not too sure about a currency, what I normally do is just open the pair that I'm looking for, and then leave it as this was is not trade. NT is not trade, and that's where we are at the moment with that one over here. So I would have preferred to wait until tomorrow when the market is open, and it has a nice pullback before I consider this is a bit yeah, a bit much there. So that will be for tomorrow. So hopefully I have some kind of pullback like this one, but so far today is not showing me that, but it's in my list at the end of the day. And Euro Canadian, now Canadian has not much strength, it looks to me at the moment. So, but I still like to see, first of all, where we are with um, and there, and that's we're coming back from 2021 in May, so these levels could be a huge level for me, and I'm ready that now. As we see, we don't have a pullback yet. We got a little bit over here um, break. So that was the pullback. It happened before the week finished, but now we have that. So I'm a bit bit. Uh, Sometimes when you have developed, years of trading, you develop it what I call a gut feeling, and sometimes I don't have explanations of it why I open positions trade. And as we're looking over here, in any regard, so it's been the market sideways, sideways, sideways. Now we have a big break. We got possible 4 hours pullback over there. Mainly we don't have on the daily, but I like where I am. And so if I take the risk, possible 60 pips would be from there. So sell off again. And so I'm looking for the Donchen sell, and then put a 60 here, and this will be 180, which is 3 times that one, and 6 pips all over there. So there we are. Happy with that, and we'll see what is going to give me there. Like I said, unlike where I am, so the weekly is performing over there. Something has happened over here. I will discuss more on the targeting sort of scenario next week when next Friday, and but that's where it is. So we got a sort of conversion of color here, and I will see what this one it brings me over there. So that will be for that. I will not be looking Euro US or Euro Yen, even if they possible present, perfectly. I like to follow the numbers that we have here. Now here we're suggesting Australian US to go short. Uh, so I want to be looking over there. In sorry, to go long. They suggest me to go long over there, but I don't see an elegant like the Euro pace as you look at over there. It hasn't finished, in a proper way, if you know what I mean. Now, I like to see as well if, for example, this one it says to me, we're looking to go long, which I did went long last week, and as well I have a support level. My key, this is if you get something from the weekly candle close strike, my key is the retracement. Okay, you got over there. So the retracement against the close, positive close, negative retracement or bearish retracement. That is a very, very powerful when we're doing this trace. And then the only thing, I try to get this one over here. We're going to the one out over there. And that's where it finds the entry. So right over here, entry over there, the end of the week, close the trades, and that's it. All right. So now this is now one thing is concerning me here is if we put over there, and we're going over there, this is where we are. So it's a bit there. And so to go long over here, we got the retracement as we got over here as well. Um, but so we're going to the 1 hour. So this will be my entry over there, uh, 35 pips. Um, Now my last bullish was over here, so I was expecting this market to bounce from this level. That's a normal way of doing, but this market is being there. Now, following my rules over here, Australia, US is for sale. That's what it says. Now, this is the beauty. This will be testing if it is a sell. So this one will follow at the end of the day. So come over there, put over here. First of all, I like always to test in the 4 hours time frame. Come over there, don't check no tray, and then I will have a look. So for a buy, as you see, it's a huge. We are in a midpoint. Really, it's a huge jump that has to happen. So if I go to the 1 hour time frame, so that's beta. So here we are. That's the midpoint. 40 pips would be maximum my trade. So when I come over here, I'm going a lot up and looking to buy and put it over there. And we say 40 pips and 120 on my target. 6 pips and everything over there. So the rest is okay. And that's it. So here as well, we tell us the weekly candle closes at 30% positive and weekly strength is 74%. That's the daily retracement. This is the real scenario that I'm looking always. When I see this, that's for me, this is, a pullback. It's very interesting and a very powerful every time you look in, a currency. Everything is the right time, the right place. And when I see um, like a sort of this kind of scenarios over there, this is even if it close positive, the wick is telling us that it's not going up, isn't it? So when I look over here, and that's my fine. So I don't have to worry when it's gonna be entered. As long I measure my 60 pips, the market comes over there, breaks over here, and then at the end of the week, possible we're looking to close my trace, and that it is. So right over there, reopen it again, close it again, reopen it again, and close it in again and again and again. So try to get the pips available as it goes, but that's how, so from there to there, that's what I mean. At the end of the week, close my trades, and that's a huge profit. And then I don't worry if the market goes up. So it's been working quite okay this close of the week, and but yeah, that's what it is. So Australian US as well Australian yen is telling me over here that it should be looking to go long. So I'm looking over there, and that is another example. So that's a beautiful example that we have. As we see the formation of these bars are not very encouraging. So, but whether it's what I call sometimes this is a possible long, but it's not a long yet. All right, so that if we're looking over there, we're in a perfect there. For example, we see candles like this one, and we say, "Oh no, this is a continuation," and you forget about. But the index meter always have victory into that, and that's all I care at the moment with it. So Australian yen. Um, Put over there, launching EA. and there we are. So going to the 1 hour. So we got positive, positive, negative. That's all I wanted to know. So if we're looking at these two over there, actually match perfectly over there. But the other one is negative, and that's for me is like a rubber band on the slingshot pulling down before it shuts up, and that's the perfect. And this is what we see over here. This is an individual currency. If I look individual, that's fine, but here I'm looking at the whole picture. All right, so that's what it is. Okay. So here we're looking to go long over there. If sometime in the future through the week, this will be 65 pips. Let's put a 60 pips. So I'm looking to buy, Dungeon line buy, and that was 60 pips. And this one would be 180. And that's it. Nothing more I can do. Leave it over there. Whenever it's gonna be, it's gonna be. All right. So that was the last pullback over here, and that was the entry over there. And as you see, by the end of the week, always gonna get something from there. Now, when you're looking, through all this transition in here, that this is the beginning of the weekly candle close. I don't see. Oh, that's a bit far. So there it is. So that's the weekly candle close direction. And I'm looking for some kind of pullback. And sometimes I don't have a proper pullback, but I have a line that I can draw over here. So a little bit higher than the previous one. That is encouraging me for me to say that is a good place to enter the trade. So say I locking my 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 stop at the end of the week. I'll looking now to consider, if you're trailing through the week, sometimes could be a bit dangerous over there, but that's what it is. Now you missed that entry. Always wait for a nice pullback, which is that one over here. In in So if we're looking there and going to the 1 hour time frame, this is when it's gonna find, always following the big time frame. If we look in the daily, maybe the daily will tell them, oh no, here is breaking up, let's go long. Everybody got excited, put the trace over there, and then suddenly, bang, the market goes. So before it goes, for me, I'm just looking the pullback. I know the direction, and that's all I care over there. So here we have a pullback with the previous higher from the lows over there, which is this is was not for me a pullback, and that it again on the 1 hour time frame. Measure my risk, put it over there whenever it fills there, breaks over there, and then wake up reach. So if you miss that one there, that's a now the only way you're gonna know pull back on the tails is when you draw a line and you see the sloppy line over there, and that it is. So the market will enter over here, put a stop loss over there, and again, if you're looking at this trade, finish there. Actually, that is where it's finished. So as you see, this is the end of the weekly. So if I from here to there put a 75 pips, I hold that trade all the way through. I don't trailing through the week. I just come to the end of the day, the week, and this is when I'm looking to say, no, that's more than enough. And after that, take the money runs, and that it is all we do. All right, the video is going to be longer, so that would be I will be looking. I don't trade Australian Swiss, so then when looking New Zealand US, New Zealand yen, and that's it. So once I concentrate just on my first four strong currencies, I think it's more than enough for there. So and and that's it. So that will be for today's. Yeah, that doesn't look that pretty. This one, it looks maybe for the next week. I think I will stick until these two and give it a try. These two and yeah, this one doesn't look to me that proper one. Market is crazy. In last week did work this one as well, very good. As did the market was there in the pullback. So the pullback was here. I didn't put it over there, so we cannot see. I need to put it again. There, and that it is. Market comes, breaks, goes, and few pips in the place is the making over here. So now we're coming down. It's Monday. And don't trust Monday, but I think well we got it okay. Then they come tomorrow. So I don't need to be. It got over here. I'm using sometime my daily reading only to look for pullbacks, the same way that it's showing me over here. This kind of pullbacks over there on that, and that's all it does. My friends, it's been a pleasure to be with you. Take care of yourself. We see you tomorrow. Not tomorrow. I think I'm doing the daily webinars. I will end it up maybe Friday. I'll make another video for you and post it into my YouTube video. I hope so that you're enjoying today with your wives and your husbands, whoever is around the world. Thank you for those who subscribe it. Like I said, I don't mean to um, I don't want to do big at this thing. You know, I believe that by destiny, God put people who are interested in trading, honestly trading, and yeah, that's the tool over there. Any questions? Just do it in the YouTube. And enjoying your day today. And that was all. Okay. Thank you very much. Cheers and bye.